1. Here we go. Welcome back to My Hero Academia Anime Review, episode 252. Yep, 252. We are here reviewing the 18th episode of My Hero Academia Vigilantes. I don't know why in the world I kept this one up before. Just want to close out one thing here. Alright. So, the name of this episode is The Man Returns. This episode mostly pretty much finished adapting the team-up arc, kind of, though there is not full adaptation here because I'm not sure why they skipped the opening portion of this chapter, but we'll talk about it. So, this covers the entirety of chapters 42, 43, pages 8 through I think it's like 15 of chapter 44, and 8 to 19, and chapter 45. So, kind of mostly, this episode does kind of wrap up the team-ups arc, which originally was not a regular arc itself. They decided to make it separate because I'm guessing the story doesn't fit basically. No, here's something really weird though. This episode kind of does wrap up this arc. For some weird reason, you would think like, oh, is Sky Egg next? That's the big arc next one. No, that's not next. For next week, they're adapting School Days arc, which is interesting. Yeah, they're adapting a really good flashback arc, which took up chapters 59 to 65. I'm guessing this probably take about 3 episodes, I'd say. I think so. So we started with this episode where you have Pop and Midnight changing clothes in a van because they're going to a mixer. Yes, a mixer. A singles mixer, and Kenichi is there. Pop, of course, basically. Now, I should point out something interesting. I've not really mentioned about Pop, about her, but it's been hinted at the whole series so far, anyways, that she has a crush on Kenichi. Yes, she does. Now, it stems to the fact that he had saved her when he was younger. Yes. Of course, he does not know the fact that the boy he saved was actually a girl. Yeah, he did not know that at all. When we find out, when it gets to the end of the series. So, yeah, and of course, everybody's drinking, of course. Midnight, it's really good to hear Elizabeth Maxwell back in the series again. Like, it's kind of interesting the fact that they just changed clothes, and then they had the mixer, everyone gets drunk. Of course, they're there because of basically this thing called Trigger, which comes from, like, the bee stuff, which, that bee quirk disappeared. Like, where it went, don't know, but it will return, yes, in the most bizarre way possible. So, then, of course, all the boys are acting really weird, so Midnight just takes off her outfit that she was wearing, reveal this very sexy alpha underneath, and knocks out all the guys, because apparently her knockout gas only works on men, does not work on women at all. So Hana, the woman who basically kind of organized this, where she got the drug, she kind of basically almost smothers her in Midnight, almost like has her fall on her chest. And it's like, oh, let me basically rock you to sleep, whatever. And it was just, oh, why just have basically like a ladies' night instead of singles night? Yeah. And then we have Midnight just chatting with the Grasshopper brothers, Eraserhead, and the detective. And of course, because Midnight is hot, let's just have the two guys basically just be horny for her because she's hot. And the thing is, yes, I have met basically her voice actress, Liz Maxwell, and she's a very lovely woman. I even told her that the first time I ever met her, back in 2022, when she wasn't even 40 yet. Yeah, I met her when she was 38 years old. She's currently, I think she's like 42 now. Yeah, 42 right now, and she still looks amazing. Yeah, she went. I saw on vacation once. Basically, she went with the guy who voices Dobby. Yeah, she went on vacation with him, and I'm like, lucky guy, and she's like, I'm lucky lady. Yeah, she replied that comment to me on Twitter. So right after this, basically, then we see the return in the season of Knuckle Duster, where, and this is really weird of how Crunchyroll presented this. Now, you would have thought though this scene was dubbed. Oh no, this is not dubbed up. They didn't dub this scene for some weird reason. They kept it. Looks like it being in Chinese or Japanese maybe. We had subtitles. I don't know what the heck people were saying. Just chatting back and forth, and then of course basically he gets him she wants. So yeah, and like he's actually Clocko Speed, and he proceeds to beat the crap out of them. And later on we see his daughter. His wife's actually no longer around. She actually died. So that's his daughter. And 3 punks from last season are keeping an eye on her. It's implied the leader group may have actually developed it's implied. Now they did make a slight change here from the manga, because where the big guy's next to her bed, where he is cutting up an apple for her, and in the manga she picks up the apple with the toothpick. In the anime she doesn't do that. She just takes the toothpick out and just twists it around, and all the performing, and just of course calls her dad a jerk, because, well, I'm sure he probably is. And when she sees him again, it's like, your beard is gross. Yeah, she does not like the beard at all. And she recommends shave it. Which she will. So, I'm thinking that of the 3 guys, I think that the guy who performs the guitar, I'm thinking he might develop a crush on her, which I think in the case of Knuckle Duster, I don't think he would have a problem with that. Kenichi's not met her at all, per se. So, I'll perform a guitar, and then I'll be right back, and then he goes meet up with the contact when there's in a smoking area. Yes, a smoking area, where they exchange notes, well, verbally about what he learned, and get this info, and it's basically in the cigarette box, and head back to each other, and mention about what happened to the other guy who thinks he's Clocko Speed, and it's like, shoot to kill. It's like, well, cops can't do it. Like, yeah, I know. And Kirsty thinks, I am here, and then he walks off, sees Kenichi being chased by a guy who's a locomotive man. Yes, seriously. I saw this, I'm like, this reminds me of a lot of Train Mask from the way he's running here. When you wear this train up, it reminds me a lot of Train Mask from Go Ranger. Which, another nod to basically Tokusatsu, because first it's the grasshoppers, now this guy. And he chases him around, and it's like, Carl Ray's like, well, he doesn't think he'll miss you. He's like, I'll come in, like, oh, she's fucking real, which I thought was kind of funny. Yep. And then we saw, like, and of course, Kenichi's professor's like, is that Master? He's like, keep chasing him. And he's like, saw them. Like, oh yeah, now I remember, I gotta shave this beard. And that's the episode. Really interesting so far, this season. Like, this episode is actually pretty good. And we have only 8 more to go. Yes, and as of currently, the way it is right now, unless we have a delay anytime soon, which I hope we don't, that this will finish up a week prior to Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider. Because that currently has 9 more to go. And this season has currently 8. Yep. But there's that. So, that's pretty much a particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to notifications. Next up we have is Kamen Rider Zex. And after that, I'm completely caught up from the weekend. Well, basically with regular review stuff. Okay, so do the next video. Bye.